What's going on, everyone? And welcome back to Across the Board, sponsored by Moneyball Metrics. You have your normal Monday team here today. You have myself, AlphaDog Bets, here with my guy, the Bull, JD, from Line Movers. And below us is Jefe from Jefe Picks. Jefe just got finished telling us how he has a new friend named Cricket. It's been an interesting day already. I woke up to 2 inches of water in my fucking bathroom from a leak, but we all made it. We're all here and ready to get in to the sports action. Jefe, we're going to kick it over to you. How are you today?
Guys, I'm doing fantastic. Let me tell you something. Why am I so pumped up? I think I had one of the greatest betting Sundays of my life. Like you just wake up and say, I'm just going to throw a parlay for $25, whatever. If it hits, it hits. It hit. Everything hit for me. I went 6-1 on my official VIP card. You want to know the one that I lost?
The Eagles.
Ashton Jonty over 75.5 rushing yards. Take a guess how many you got. Take a guess. Come on. Who wants it?
75. Oh, it was over 75. It was on the nose.
75.5. Hook. I got hooked. Die was 1 yard away, and there were multiple times where he had a carry that lost the yard. I was 1 yard away from a perfect swoop it up Sunday. But other than that, guys, we have a hell of a show today.
Wow. We have to pause the show immediately. JD, when was the last time we saw Mr. Norman in here? What's up, Mr. Norman? Shout out to you, my friend. I know, right?
And yeah, definitely have to shout out to him because he had a UFC card this Saturday. That was an absolute banger. He won almost every fight. It was a great card.
If I'm not mistaken, Mr. Norman is our resident Pacers fan. Am I correct there, JD? You would know.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I'm pretty sure Mr. Norman is a resident Pacers fan, so it makes sense you're coming back right when the NBA is coming back. We appreciate you tuning in, and great job with the UFC card as always, Mr. Norman. JD, over to you. How are you today, brother? And he is our resident Pacers fan, so don't worry. We'll have plenty of Tyrese Halliburton slander that you're going to love coming very, very soon. What's impressive? Oh, his slate. Yeah, Jefe was on fire. I also had a massive Sunday. We dominated the NFL board. On free plays, we went +6 units yesterday. Didn't lose a single one, so let's keep it rolling. Stetsy boy, me and JD, I know, had this one big, so that was a great performance for us. Joe is pumped that the NBA is back.
Slow, Joe. Slow it down. Slow it down.
Joe.
I know we're all excited about the sports equinox at the end of the month. I know.
Not the equinox. We have a better term that we use on this show, Jefe. What is the term? Oh, Jesus, who are we adding to our threesome? Now it's a foursome, but we call it the cornucopia of sports around here. JD, over to you. How was your Sunday?
It was good, man. It was kind of crazy. As far as the weather goes, here on the East Coast, I'm sure if you guys around here, you know.
It's football weather.
As far as actually flooding, we have flooding around us everywhere.
Yeah, in my bathroom.
That's not
in my bathroom.
That's actually not because
I'm going to tell you guys something. Alpha's the problem. It's not the apartment. It's Alpha.
You have no idea.
This is like year 5 of just every single other month. Something stupid is happening to the place that he lives.
JD doesn't even know this.
3 a.m.
JD doesn't even know this.
Fire there.
No power for 3
neighbors.
No power. JD, you have no idea. I had no power for most of the end of last week. No power on all sunny days here. It's been a nightmare.
Yeah, it was terrible.
I have a little breaking news. Little breaking news in the NFL. I don't blame this guy. After losing to the Giants, I would retire before the next game as well. Defensive end, edge rusher, Zadarius Smith of the Philadelphia Eagles has retired. Effective immediately.
He was old.
He was old, but I mean, he was a rotational piece for them. He was getting minutes. He was getting plays. So
all right.
Interesting there.
I'm not wasting any more time on Zadarius Smith. Congratulations. Happy for you. He has a really
we're gonna do something fun today, Jefe.
He has a rapper girlfriend. He's gonna be just fine.
Do you know that? How do you know
Cash
that?
doll.
How do you know that? How do you know who Zadarius Smith is dating?
My little brother gives me all these pop culture things. It's really cool.
Shout out Rigoberto. Shout out your little brother Rigoberto. Great kid. He's a great kid. Jefe, we're gonna do something a little fun today. A little fun. This is the Jefe show. Everyone knows that. This is the Jefe show. He quarterbacks the Monday show.
We're gonna do it in Spanish.
Watch this. Watch this. You ready? What? Boom. First time ever. I'm going to put Jefe in the hosting chair And I'm just going to be down. You know what? I'll be Jefe. You guys ready? You guys ready? JD, you ready? I know exactly what to do. You ready? Watch me. Here I go. I'm going to be Jefe. You ready?
Hand down. And I have it more down than that. First of all, the camera has to be further away. and that's just weird. You know, it's funny. Your left ear slopes more.
All right. Now I'm picking my head up. We're not talking about my ear size.
It just like one is like this way and then one is like that. Like it's not exactly even. I'm just saying there's doctors for that. All right, guys, let's get down to business. Here we go. We have a whole NFL rundown to do. And it was honestly so many storylines off the field, on the field. Great Sunday. But then after that, don't get me started on why we have another doubleheader and Monday Night Football, but we do. And wait till you find this out. This might be breaking news for JD and Alpha. You ready for this? We have another one next week. They are doing it again for no reason. At least next week, it's a 7 and 10 o'clock start. But today is the always coveted, never duplicated. Let's try to watch 2 games at one time on 2 different channels type of a setup. And then, of course, as JD let me know very sternly, we apparently have an ALCS and an NLCS in the MLB today. I don't know. JD says it's true. You guys let me know if this is actually happening, but we will go over them. But we start, as we always do, on a Monday, NFL recap time, and there's no better place to start the NFL recap.
Before we do, I'm very upset with a comment. Very upset with a comment. Somebody on this panel watches more sports trivia than anyone on the planet. And anyone on the planet.
Yeah, somebody has to watch sports trivia to know sports trivia. Some people just know it.
Correct. I study it all the time. Jefe does not know that much trivia. Me and JD know way more than him.
Literally, I will make this entire show a trivia show. We will not even break down NFL. I will just start rattling off names. Name after name after name after name after name. Trevor Ariza.
Basketball. Next.
Yeah, doesn't even know.
Okay, but no. Guys, Alpha is not joking when he says that, because it was like a couple weeks ago now. I had a random downtime, and I don't ever really have a lot of just random few hours of downtime. But I asked him, what is a good show or actually like a movie to watch?
Here we go. God bless.
This guy could only tell me trivia shows.
Yeah,
that's all he could tell me.
That's all.
When he says that's all he watches, he is not lying.
I'm not gonna lie to you. All he does is send me trivia stuff. Some of it is fantastic. Although I did find one yesterday. We're getting really off the cuff here, where it's a group of guys who all they do on camera is try to name the same player at once.
I hated that. That's an awful one.
I love that. I love it so much. We should do that. All right, guys. NFL recap. Week 6. It was a doozy. We're gonna start where we have to start. The 9 a.m. One team made it. 2 teams flew into London. One team arrived. The other team, I'm certain they didn't. And that is the New York Jets. I don't want to spend too much time on this game because that game was, excuse my language, dog shit. If you woke up for that game, if you woke up and are a fan of one of those teams, got dressed, went to a tailgate, a bar that early in the morning, good for you, seek help. But the Broncos won that game. That's something I want to talk about. Guys, do you want to know a crazy NFL fact? Every single person watching this show, and the 3 of us, had more passing yards than Justin Fields did on Sunday.
Correct.
Because he somehow amassed minus yards. Something that I didn't know was even humanly possible, but he did it. And
I have a question about that.
Sure.
I don't think Justin Fields technically had the minus 10 passing yards. He had 45. He goes down the stat book. I think the Jets team had it because what happens is in college, I was about to say, but they don't take away from the player. They take away from the team stats. So I believe Fields still had 45.
He had 45, which, by the way, is an embarrassing situation, but that's not what I want to talk about. I have come on here now, I think, for the 4th straight week, and you guys keep calling me crazy. Guys, this team needs to start Tyrod Taylor, and I'm not even joking anymore. They absolutely need to start Tyrod Taylor. We are, and this is what I want to get into. We are heading into a week where the Jets are hosting the Carolina Panthers. I am very certain that this game is going to determine where the Jets are in terms of popularity for a very, very, very long time. There are going to be kids who are about 7, 8 years old right now whose dad is a big-time Jets fan, and if they lose on Sunday, they're going to look at their kids and be like, nope, I can't do this to you guys. I can't. There's just 2 fun guys on the other side wearing blue that you'll have a much better life cheering for than this dog shit team. Let me paint something else for you guys. The Jets are obviously the worst team in the league, record base. They're heading towards the number 1 pick. God bless the quarterback that they ruin with this coaching staff next year. Because let me tell you something. That is not a situation that I would want to go into as a number 1 pick. Aaron Glenn, I don't know who he thinks he is, but he's a defensive coach and his team's playing no fucking defense. They got an offensive coordinator that had a really good game plan yesterday. Good for you, bud. You're really crushing it out there with your 45 total passing yards and minus 10 as a team.
I mean, we have to speak about the players as well. Garrett Wilson was a nightmare. Garrett Wilson was a nightmare.
Because he's fresh. Alpha, stop.
Catch that the fucking ball.
That 2-minute drill at the end of the half is an embarrassment.
That was the worst coaching.
That was an embarrassment, and it's not getting better. Guys, I know you can't fire a coach after you just got him. I actually think, based on how this is going, they might do something that's unprecedented in the whole. They might clean the entire house again, because I don't think they could fuck up a quarterback. And I don't think so. These people who are in this building right now are primed to fuck up a quarterback, and I will be damned if they ruin Mendoza for me.
We do know you're a big Mendy guy, guy. It was a big weekend. It was a big weekend for Mendy. It was a big weekend for Mendy. I'll give you that. Looking at the hard numbers here, looking at the raw data, Garrett Wilson had 8 targets, was only able to catch 3 of them. I think he technically had 4 drops. There were some big drops there as well where he had one-on-one.
Horrible passer. Everything was behind. Every single pass.
Not everyone. What about the one on the third down on the final drive? On the final drive.
Are you defending Justin Fields right now?
No, I'm insulting. But let me get my point across. Just hold on for 1 minute there, little feisty man. Give me 1 second, because let me start here with saying I've come on here for the last 4 weeks. You were the first one who's been on here saying Tyrod Taylor needs to be the starter. You were absolutely correct. Every week I've come on here and said you're wrong. This is the first week I agree with you. I do think Tyrod needs to be the starter. On a completely separate point, nothing related to Justin Fields. Garrett Wilson had a terrible game. There were multiple opportunities for him to make a big play, especially on that third down when they were at the 45, 46-yard line. And he dropped the ball, which would have given them, a yard or 2 short of the first, maybe right at the sticks. Either way, it would have given them a field goal attempt with Folk there. Garrett Wilson was terrible. This Jets team plays with no heart. And what is Aaron Glenn going to be remembered for? That stupid fucking high step move he did against the Bucs when they thought they won the game, when they only have a point with basically 2 minutes to go. Jefe, I agree with all your points. But I do have to add that Garrett Wilson was terrible yesterday. For a guy that's demanding the ball as much as he is, he just didn't look good. Granted, the coaching was terrible. You're absolutely correct as well. That 2-minute drive, the clock, man, everything they did in that 2-minute final drive was the and I think I sent the text in our group chat.
I'm about to look back. When was it that they had the opportunity to kick a field goal, and the field goal was definitely the thing that they should have done and they didn't? Was that at the end of the game?
That was the last play of the game. The very last play of the game. Or sorry, not the last play of the game. It was the 4th down on the last drive that they needed after that play.
Right, and it was going to be like a 60. It was going to be a very long field goal for Nick Foles. So he definitely 50-50 shot.
But it was 61 yards.
But why not take the fucking shot, dude?
Well, here's my thing. They lost yards on that and 10, right? They could have ran the ball on first down. They decided to drop back and pass, and Justin Fields got sacked and lost 5 yards. That's what took them back as far as they did. They could have ran the ball. The play calling for the Jets has been atrocious. JD, you haven't said a word today. We need your thoughts on this game because this one was brutal. And let me tell you, there's a reason us Giants fans were so dialed into that game yesterday. It's because the New York Football Giants play the Broncos this week again. So a lot of Giants fans wanted to see how they looked. Before I go to JD quickly, the Broncos didn't fucking impress me either. They looked equally as bad, just better coached. The talent looked the same, which is crazy. Just better coach. That was how that game was decided.
I'm willing to now say, I think the Jets might be worse coached than the Titans. And the Titans, I don't know if they even know how to run like an offensive formation.
I don't know if
I don't know.
Guys, I'm offensively speaking, I think the Jets are worse coached than the Titans are.
You might not be wrong.
I'm telling you, that's how I feel. I watched that game. Don't get me wrong, the Titans are really bad. And talent-wise, especially at the quarterback, Cam Ward, Justin Fields not in the picture. But the Jets on offense just, I feel like, don't have just anything to go off of. There's no place to get them going. They just do the same shit over and over again. Sorry, JD, go.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit this from like another way here. As far
You
as
hit it from the backside, JD. I'm sorry.
as far as the NFL, they want this to be more of a global brand, all that stuff. This was the NFL London game. We had a product that put out 1.3 yards per play. Y'all are talking about how the Jets sucked, all that. Yes, I agree. Well, the Broncos, they kind of sucked too. The second half, they literally wouldn't even let both throw the ball.
It was so bad.
Like,
it was so bad.
Like, I was just like, what are we doing here? It was just such a bad game. The Broncos, I talked about it last week about how I had downgraded them, and I wasn't sure if I really should have or not, but I did. And then now this week proved to myself that yes, they definitely are a downgrade from actually what we thought they were. I actually know that was overseas. I know people are going to talk about that, the flight, it was overseas, it was just an off game and actually all of that kind of stuff. But still, it was just bad. As far as the play calling, I actually thought it was bad. There's on both sides. This is just a crappy game, guys.
I'm just saying, I really, really, really believe this in my heart of hearts. The Jets, I don't know how to say this. I don't know. It's not season on the line because the season's over for the Jets. But I really think it's like legacy on the line on Sunday. The Panthers are a great home team, and we'll get into it, I'm sure, later in this week. You literally cannot lose that game. You have to play for your. Everything is on the line on Sunday. I literally think generations of Jets fans is on the line on Sunday, and that's all we'll talk about. That because we can talk about that all day. Let's keep it moving, guys. Nick, it was always coming
today only. Monday is the Jefe show, so I elected to be nice and demote myself to the Jefe seat. All right, Jefe, this is the time you want to do your thing because we're getting questions from Red Hot Take. This is something you wanted to talk about. Quickly before you do, I have breaking news in the MLB. We have a MLB manager who just retired. Who do you think that is? JD.
Aaron Boone.
Oh, God, I wish. JD, who do you think it is?
He's retired?
Braves head coach, Braves manager.
He already did that.
No, yeah, he's already gone.
I'll give you a hint. It's a team that I said is one of the worst 5 fan bases to be a fan of in professional sports.
Marlins.
No. The Padres. Really? Mike Schilt, out of nowhere.
I was about to say.
Out of nowhere.
That's interesting.
So I just want to get that in the show.
Yeah.
Another big storyline for the week, guys, is the James Franklin conversation. Jefe said he wanted to spend a minute talking about the James Franklin situation. Jefe, this is your moment.
Oh, I think, listen, at the end of the day, you're going to look at the fact that he was horrendous in big games. I mean, horrendous in big games. Terrible against their best rivals. Really just bad in big spots. But at the end of the day, he's been there for over 10 years, and he walked into a team. Let's not forget what they were just coming out of when he walked in through those doors. The words Penn State were not to be uttered in college football before he walked in there. They were going through a very dark phase, coming out of a very dark phase. I give him a lot of credit for getting him out of there. And now Penn State is in a place where it's a coveted job, and there's 2 names that are being floated all over the place. There's one that has direct lineage, and it's Matt Rule.
So wrong, by the way. Would be the worst fucking hire in the history of college.
But he went there, and he has the quarterback in Nebraska that in your head you could be like, yeah, that could work. He could follow him, and then Penn State gets, Dylan Raiola, whatever. You want to know who I want to see at Penn State? You want to know who would be electric at Penn State? Kurt Signetti. And all that needs to happen is that Indiana has to go undefeated, which there's a great chance. Look at their schedule. Then they got to win the conference championship. Then they got to take it into the playoffs. They got to win that. Mendoza win the Heisman. He goes to the NFL, hopefully not the Jets because that's my baby. And then Signetti takes Alberto Mendoza, the little brother. They go to Penn State, and we circle the wagons, baby.
JD, why do you think he knows this theory? Let me tell you something. Midday yesterday, I texted him. He's going to take Alberto with him and go to Penn State. because of one reason. What was the reason about it? What was the? You don't give me any fucking credit. What was the one reason that James Franklin got fired? Outside the last couple of bad losses, what was the stigma around a James Franklin coach?
He won one big game in his entire career.
Correct. Let's go over Matt Rule, the guy everyone wants them to replace him with. What do you think Matt Rule's career record against top 10 teams is? Career, anywhere.
0 for 75 with the Panthers.
We're talking about college only, but in college, he did go 0 for 75 with the Panthers as well. 0-11 versus top 10 teams. Against top 25 teams, he's 2-23. Why would you bring in Matt Rule?
Yeah.
I mean, you're signing up for the same shit that you've been going through for years. To me, it just doesn't make any sense.
Honestly,
JD, what are your thoughts?
I'm not.
I think that's the worst. I think that's the worst hire they could do. JD, what are your thoughts?
As far as that hire, no, that one wouldn't make sense. I know a lot of people.
You guys see me turn my hat? Did you guys see me turn my hat to match?
I do know a lot of people like him as far as in the college space, and to me, I still don't. But it's especially for actually Penn State. No, that one just doesn't make sense. As far as James Franklin being fired, everybody saw that coming. It makes that Oregon win not look nearly as good, and then especially actually like Indiana, then actually going into Oregon and then actually beating them. So there's a lot to actually kind of like take away from actually that.
Pardon my Jay. Pardon me. Pardon me.
That's most ridiculous.
Why would you leave Alabama to go to Penn State?
Hey, brother.
But at the end of the day, James Franklin's fired, and he's still making $21,000 every single day for the next, I don't even know how long. So
$49 million buyout, greatest job in America.
Yeah,
fired the coach.
Somebody paid it. Some CEO of a major company who's a Penn State grad paid it. Do you guys remember who that was? It might have been Footy Chancer who messaged me. Let me pull up my DMs real quick. Footy hasn't. Oh no, I was gonna say he hasn't DM'd me in a while. He DM'd me 20 minutes ago.
The next 6 years.
Adidas. The CEO of Adidas went to Penn State. He agreed to pay it in full. That was why they did it immediately, because the CEO of Adidas said, "I'll cover the $48 million. Just get this guy the fuck out of here." That's how that played out. So interesting there. Jefe, you're back to quarterbacking.
We gotta keep it rolling here. All right, we're gonna do a 2-for-1 special here because I don't think either of these two games are to be spoken about. A lot to be spoken about in terms of the games, but I think there's a very interesting storyline coming out. And JD, I hope you're sitting down because I'm about to join you in something that I've been making fun of you for the entire year. We're going to be talking about the Browns and Steelers and the Rams and the Ravens all in one. Because the Steelers and the Browns, what a meh type of game. But
what a meh game.
But the Steelers came out of it and they got a win, and they're 4-1, guys. 4-1. Hey, Jets fans, how about that? Aaron Rodgers is 4-1 on another team. And then you got the Rams and the Ravens, and I mean, oh God, Baltimore, stop playing. Just get to the bye week, and thank God they're there. The Rams were so unimpressive, but somehow they won because the Ravens cannot get anybody to do anything on offense when Lamar Jackson's not there. And Zay Flowers had probably the worst game I've seen on a Sunday, and I saw Justin Fields play yesterday as well. With that being said, I don't want to talk about any of those games unless you guys have anything to comment. I want to talk about the fact that I am now officially announcing that I am joining JD, and it is officially time to take the Ravens to win the division. They are officially at plus.
God damn it, dude! That was my joke with JD every week. You're gonna ruin this.
Because I think the value's there. I looked at their schedule yesterday night, and they honestly, with the fact that they still haven't played the Steelers, so they have 2 games against the Steelers. They have 11 games left. They have to go 9-2. I think they easily can. I identified the 2 games that I think they could lose. If they go 9-2. And 2 out of those 9 wins are both against Steelers, I think they win this division. They're plus 165 right now. And I'm officially there where I finally think this is the play. They're in their bye week this week, and it is Harbaugh said both Lamar Jackson and their defensive leader, Roquan Smith, should be back for their next game. JD, I'm finally with you.
Love it. And I was about to say, take everything you just said, and just with all the pieces that they're going to be getting back over the next few weeks, even. And guys, just do it. Super Bowl to win the Super Bowl 22-1, guys.
That's obviously not happening. But
22-1.
I think the conference. I think the conference is at play. I think conference is at play.
So to win the conference, what are they? Plus 165?
Yeah, I believe that's what I saw last.
Hold on, I can look it up. I have it up here. Conferences to win the entire AFC.
No.
The division. Okay, 1 second here. Divisions. Well, you said conferences to win the division. They are plus 160. Steelers are minus 145.
Guys, I'm telling you, I'm taking it. This is officially the time. Look at their schedule when you get a chance. They have 11 games left.
Yes,
and you're gonna find 9 wins. You just are. You might even find 10. And look, I'm giving them the 2 losses because they're due for something stupid to happen. As long as they beat the Steelers twice, this is real. And I think that's the hard part is that Vegas is telling you, okay, yeah, but they might lose to Pittsburgh and that'll be it. And then this is done because they're already freaking 4 games back, which is ridiculous. But regardless, that's what I want to talk about.
That's a fun thing we should do one day this week is go through the divisions right now and see who we think is going to be the favorite. I think that would be a fun parlay to kind of cook up.
There's definitely some fun stuff in different divisions. Speaking of a fun division where, depending on what happens tonight, you could have a real shot to make some money. Let's go to the Patriots and the Saints game. Guys, New England, Drake May, Mike Vrabel. Talk about hiring a new head coach and drafting a rookie quarterback and understanding that the most important thing is changing the culture. Wow, what a way to run an organization. Am I right, New York Jets? What a way to run an organization. You could tell everything's different there. Every single thing is different. And Drake May, sometimes you could tell it like just from watching film. You could easily tell from watching his film. And JD does not agree with my Patriots take as he has left us, Alpha. But
has he?
Yes, but Drake May's got it, and he's looking like an absolute franchise quarterback. And he made big throws, he made big plays, and I think with just a little bit more help on offense, they can be a really good team. They got out of New Orleans with a win, 25-19. I do think that they didn't play great football.
Oh my God, JD didn't even just leave, he left.
Yeah. No,
power went out. We just got a message from JD. Unfortunately, his power went out. Okay. We were wrong. He told me pre-show before you got here that was a possibility.
That's code for how dare you bring up the Patriots. Anyway, how do you feel about Drake May?
I just tweeted it out that I wanted to kind of let everyone know how I feel about Drake May. He's a top, I don't know if I want to say 5. He's a top quarterback in the league. Last year, before the draft, I personally said that Drake May was my favorite quarterback coming out of college. I had him, then Jaden Daniels, and then I had Caleb Williams. I think my take is absolutely correct. Drake May is absolutely the real deal. And the way he's looked early on this season, he's progressed exactly from what you wanted to see. The progressions we've seen from Drake May with the limited talent around him compared to the progressions we've seen from, let's say, Caleb Williams or some other quarterbacks in the same time frame they've been in the league, Drake May's the guy. And to me, he's definitely in the top 10, inching his way to the top 5 quarterback list in the NFL. What are your thoughts on Drake May in totality?
I think he's really good and going to be really good for a long time. And the reason that I believe that is because I think he's part of an organization and and has a coaching staff that absolutely will put him in a place to succeed. And that is so important. From a drafting perspective, them understanding that the most important thing this offseason was protecting their franchise. And that's what they did with a top 5 pick. And that's not always the easiest thing to do in a draft where the Patriots team, you kind of look at them and they could have went for a flashy wide receiver. There, Joe brings up Hunter Henry in the chat. They could have went for Tyler Warren and gotten Drake May another toy. But what they did was the most important thing. They did the unsexy pick of drafting the best offensive lineman and protecting Drake May so that he could make, normal, not star wide receivers. I'm sorry, pedestrian wide receivers rather look great, like a Boot or that's the only one that comes to mind. Honestly, right now, Jamario Douglas, another one. Diggs stepping up, Hunter Henry stepping up. They got 2 okay running backs. I think we're not really seeing as much of Henderson as I thought we would, to be honest with you.
I agree.
But I think it's just a style play. I'm really not sure what that is. And that defense is always going to be good because that's how Mike Vrabel coaches, and they have his identity.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 1,000%. They were fantastic. They've looked great. A couple questions here. Will he be better than Joe Burrow long term? Yes. Yes, because of the injuries alone. The injuries that Joe Burrow has accumulated through the years. You're not ready to make that call yet?
I'm not ready to make that call. Joe does make a good point. Joe Burrow is giving Andrew luck right now. But the Bengals, I have to assume will get it together and freaking just get offensive alignment.
Why? How long has Joe Burrow been in the league?
I'll be honest with you. I'm starting to believe that it's bad because, man, they had it all going.
Bro, he was picked in 2020.
I know.
That's 5 years.
Yeah.
And they haven't figured it out.
They made it to one Super Bowl, and they haven't even since because injuries and bad starts. It's a weird situation. All right, guys, let's keep it moving. Chargers Dolphins was a hell of a game, and the Chargers won that game because Justin Herbert did a Justin Herbert type of play, got it to Lad McConkey, who shifted his way down the field and set them up for a game-winning field goal. But in no way was I overly impressed with the Chargers, to be honest with you. I mean, they also are dealing with a ton of injuries, offensive line. Every running back that they signed and drafted is done and out. Amarian Hampton was announced that he might be a little longer than 4 weeks. God bless. But Justin Herbert puts on his cape and got them to victory. The Dolphins are in a bad spot. Tua's comments after the game were really
wild.
Talking about players not coming to players only, meaning showing up late. That team has no identity. That team has no locker room leadership, obviously. That team has no respect for their head coach. That team has no respect for their player captains. That's a broken team, and I think that's going to be the team right there with the Titans that will go for the old head coach firing sooner rather than later, just because the identity is gone. The leadership is non-existent, and that's when you have to blow up a team. It absolutely is the right time. I'm fully there for it. Really interesting matchup this week as the Dolphins have their match with the Browns in the meetings of the 1 and 5s. I do believe that if the Browns come out victorious, Mike McDaniels does not make it out of Cleveland as a Dolphin head coach anymore.
It's tough. It's tough because the Chargers played an awful game. I mean, if you watch that, the Chargers were allowing everything on them. Their defense was non-existing. I get that they have a bunch of offensive guys out. They got 124 yards of production from Kamani Vidal off 18 carries. That's a nearly, 8-9 yard per carry game. Lad McConkey got them 100 yards receiving on the dot. Offensively, they look fine. They couldn't get the ball in the end zone. They had a lot of field goals. They had a couple touchdowns, but you guys know what I mean there. They should have scored a bunch more touchdowns than they did. Gadsden had a bad fumble. That did derail a drive there. Keenan Allen had a fumble. It did cost them yards, but they did recover it. The main thing to me in this is that the Dolphins are just toast. There's no other way to put it. They're just toast. They're not a good football team. They don't do anything well. Like, their identity used to be they were smarter than you. When McDaniels first got there, and they were doing these quick screens, and the receivers were running all over the field, and their offense was scoring hundreds of points a game, it felt like. They were unstoppable. They don't have that kind of dynamic anymore on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, they're still the same garbage team that they've been for years now. The only difference is the offense would be able to alleviate some of that terrible defense because they put up points in bunches. Now they're just not doing that. So to me, I agree with you 1,000%. I think this Dolphins team's cooked. I think Mike McDaniel is cooked as well. I think Tua's career is not looking great. Not looking great. There's a lot of question marks for this Dolphins team, and to me, I think they need to rebuild. I think Tyreek is gone next year. I don't think they're going to bring him back. I believe they have a club option where they can cut him and not pay that salary. Why would you pay that for a guy with the limited production that he's done off all these injuries? I think they need to rebuild. I think they need to get back in the trenches, acquire more draft capital, and make more decisions on planning for their future rather than planning for the now. And that's going to come with a new GM, a new coach. I think all that is going to be in the fold for Miami. And on the Chargers side, again, I wasn't impressed with them, but they got the win. They got the win.
Yeah.
So
that's all that matters sometimes.
Exactly. It's all that matters.
Yep.
They had a real jinx in the building last night or yesterday. I'm not going to give any more details. They overcame having a jinx in the building. And you know who I mean by that little insider thing for me.
Oh, there you go. Breaking news. Todd Bowles, head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, has already announced
I was waiting to drop that
next week, when his Bucks and Lions meet on Monday Night Football, Bucky Irving and Chris Godwin will already be out.
Yep.
Wow. That nobody really asked for that a week from today, but there you go. Bucky and Godwin still out. We will get to the Bucks in a little bit here, so we will discuss that with everything else that we saw yesterday, but just needed to get that in. All right, Alpha. We're moving on to I think your favorite non-Giant here.
Good need you to talk for 30 seconds.
Oh, don't worry about it. I could talk for 30 minutes. We're moving on to the Colts and the Cardinals. Hell of a game. Going into this game, you really, honestly, at least I thought the Colts were free money. And even though they end up winning this game and covering a teaser spot, whether you got them at the 8.5 or the 7.5 on a 6-point teaser, they covered either way. There was a point in that game where I just thought it was an any given Sunday type of game. Of course, Kyler Murray out, Jacoby Brissett was going to walk in there when the Colts' high-power offense was beating up everybody, and the Cardinals were going to just win that game. And that's how honestly it looked like. And I think an old Daniel Jones would have thrown a bad pick, would have made a costly mistake. But this version of Daniel Jones did none of that. He dug in when the Cardinals even took a lead late. He drove his team down the field made a couple of really tough passes. There was one pass to Alec Pierce that was, the window for the catch radius was like a basketball. And he still stuck it in there, and that ended up leading to a Jonathan Taylor touchdown, which ended up giving the Colts the lead for good. And even though the Cardinals did put up a heck of a fight, even getting the ball into the red zone there late in the game, giving themselves an opportunity to throw a game-winning touchdown, Colts defense got some very timely stops and put an end to that. The Colts ended up winning 31-27. Valiant effort from the Cardinals team. We're not going to get embarrassed or rolled over there, and they were dealing with a bunch of injuries. Marvin Harrison Jr. left that game, as already mentioned. They were without Kyler Murray. Jacoby Brissett played that game, but the Colts, at the end of the day, number one job to do on a Sunday is to win, and that's what they do. They're 5-1. There are only 2 5-1 teams in the NFL. Yes, that's a kind of a fake stat because the Bills have not played tonight yet, and they're 4-1. But the Colts and the Bucs, man, and I never thought the Colts would be here. And at this point, I'm starting to believe that they are for real, even though the Cardinals are not the world beaters. But that is a game, and Alpha, I don't know if you heard what I said. What? Oh, wow. But welcome back. But that is a game where I think old Daniel Jones would have made a mistake. A costly turnover, just not processed. But new Daniel Jones led his team down the field, made great passes, especially to Alec Pierce, and put themselves in a position to win that game.
Yeah. The Colts their offense is fantastic. The defense had a bad game yesterday, but did you bring up the fact that half of their team got injured before it started with absolutely catastrophic injuries?
I did not bring that up because you told me that I need to talk 30 seconds, and I wanted you to tell the people what happened in the pregame in the Colts because I couldn't tell you. I don't know what it was, but I have never heard of a man getting injured in a pregame with an elastic band and getting an orbital fracture to his eye. What's the breaking news?
Emeka Egbuka.
Not good.
To go under extensive further testing. Do not expect him to play for several weeks. So that means what they're currently seeing is that it's a grade, 1 or 3, which is the bad one for hammy. Is it grade 1 or grade 3? JD, you're the hamstring legend. Okay, we're going to say grade 3. It could be grade 1. Sure. Whatever the worst one is, that's what it's coming back as right now. They're obviously going to look at second opinions, how they can get him back faster. But when it's that really bad one, like the really bad hamstring grade, that's a 4 to 5 week. That's an IR stint. That is not a couple game miss. That's a big, big miss. So if they're posting that now and they're looking for second opinions and to see what they're going to do about it, I don't anticipate him being back for quite some time. So if you're a person that likes futures, if you're a person that's into offensive rookie of the year, defensive rookie of the year, these are the type of things you need to look at when you're making those bets. JD is laughing because he knows I have a very large ticket on a Jackson Dart Abdul Carter parlay, and they are now both the heavy favorites for the award. So I am happy to see that, but not happy to see Egbuka being out of there. He's been absolutely fantastic, looking like he's been the cream of the crop out of Ohio State. I've absolutely loved to watch him play. So not happy about that, but it looks like Egbuka is going to be done for a while. Jefe, you just said it too with the other injuries the Bucs have. Bucky Irving, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans is still out. But Baker Mayfield keeps getting it done. I'm excited when we get into the Bucs segment. But, yeah, that's the breaking news that we have right now.
Anything to add on the Colts, JD?
One more thing to add on the Colts. I have one more thing to add on the Colts. There's a 4-way tie for comeback player of the year essentially now. It is basically a 4-way race, and Daniel Jones has propelled himself up to the top. Let's go with Daniel Jones. Rooting for him to get that award. JD.
Yeah, no, that was a game where they just got it done. Wasn't sure that they were. That team. I think we talked about it the week before about how we thought, okay, this team is like real. They are the real deal. Like all those things. But part of me still feels like I'm still not totally sure.
It's funny because we keep looking for all right, the prove it game, right? And I think a few weeks back we told ourselves the Rams was the prove it game, and they lost that game. Do you think against the Chargers is a prove it game in LA? That's who they have next week. Would you consider that? No. And it's funny, JD. I looked at it last night and I was like, even if they win that game, I don't think that's going to change the way I feel.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. How about you, Alpha? Do you feel different about that? Do you feel like if they beat the Chargers, that's like, okay, they're real? Yeah.
The current Chargers or the first couple weeks Chargers?
The Chargers are next week. I don't know what you want me to say.
Exactly. I don't know. I'm like JD. I have to see a little bit more. But you know who I do believe in? I know we still haven't talked about it. I got to get it up here because Joe has the comment on the screen. Baker. That's who I believe in. What a story. What a player. I think he should be the MVP right now if they continue to win with literally no help. Literally no help. So I did want to put that comment up there.
Yeah. We're gonna get into that one. That's a 4:00 game. We got 2 more 1:00s that I cannot skip.
Just so everybody knows, we will be on the air till 4:00 today.
Yes. I mean, you want me to skip the Seahawks Jaguars?
No, not at all. Not at all. I clear my
something.
schedule on Mondays, baby.
Unbeknownst to any of us, somehow the Seahawks have rattled 9 straight road wins under their new head coach. And let me tell you something. That's not freaking easy. And I know that the storyline after last week's matchup between the Buccaneers Seahawks was, that's what Darnold does. He throws picks when the times get tough, he gets going. No, that pick was not his fault. It hit off a dude's helmet. I'm telling you right now, this Seahawks team, not enough people giving them respect. JSN, I saw this tweet. The number 11 might never be worn again in Seattle, and I'm starting to think that the man is torching the earth every single week. They have good running backs. Darnold is seeing the field well. Does he still am I still like at the end of the day when I speak of Sam Darnold, but I go, but it's getting less and less.
Okay, that's a good question. Do you guys believe in Sam Darnold? I do in week 5. Do I believe in him when it comes to a game that matters? Fuck no.
Dude. So last week, we're always going to remember those.
JD, give me a fuck no.
I can't, man.
Because I do. Yeah, okay, wow.
No.
So last year, his issue was if you blitzed him, he panicked. I think this year it's a little bit better.
Yes.
David, do you not know who me and JD are that were the 2 biggest on the season?
It's the Jefe show.
Okay. That's okay. It is the Jefe show today.
What do you think? What do you think, JD? Sam Darnold. Right now, the Seahawks, they look great. What are they? 4-2. They look, that loss against the Buccaneers, that's a rough loss. But I'm not putting that on Darnold. I am not. I'm sorry, I am not. And I can't think of who they lost the other one to.
I got it right here. Give me 1 second. I'm scrolling down on the feed.
Who was their other loss to?
The Seahawks lost to the 49ers and the Bucs.
Okay.
By 4 in week 1.
Yeah. Okay, week 1. Okay.
They were healthy. The 49ers were healthy.
Oof, guys, I will get to that game because I have never in my life seen a team that they should just hang it up. They should just literally just not even show up to any other games this year because every time they play, a monumental player goes down with a monumental injury. I've never seen anything like it. But anyway, I think the Seahawks are a really interesting team that's not getting a lot of love. That's all I wanted to say about them. Jags are they're the Jaguars at the end of the day. It's Jekyll and Hyde. 1 week they show up, 1 week they don't. 1 week they show up, 1 week they don't.
Fuck you, Jefe.
Speaking of a team that 1 week they show up, 1 week they don't. Cowboys Panthers. What a game. I'll tell you who always shows up. The Cowboys offense. I'll tell you who never shows up. The Cowboys defense. And with that being said, I'll tell you who doesn't show up. The Panthers on the road. I'll tell you who does show up. The Panthers at home. 3-0 at home. And yesterday was the Rico Dowdle show. And I have
He's a
never
beast.
seen a man stand on business larger than that man did on Sunday.
What did Zaloom send us, by the way? That stat has to be brought up. Hold on.
Yeah. Oh, no, I have it right here. It's
excellent.
actually an unbelievable stat. Guys, Rico Dowdle in his last 2 games has combined for 473 scrimmage yards. That's more than Saquon Barkley has in 6 games this year. And Rico Dowdle has only played these last 2. Do you understand how scorched earth Rico Dowdle is going right now? I am actually thinking Chuba Hubbard doesn't have a job to go back to. I don't know how you give the man the job back.
Dowdle's been the guy.
I was actually thinking about that.
I literally don't know how. There will be organizational just malpractice. I don't think Chuba is able to be back next week. I don't think so. But if he is, and I know it's a Jets team, you got to – Rico has his job until he stops putting up ridiculous numbers. And I don't even want to see Hubbard touch the field. What do you guys think? And not only about Rico, the Panthers team, Bryce Young looked really good, and the Cowboys. JD, please talk about the freaking Cowboys, because George Pickens had one of the greatest days ever for a wide receiver. Is making himself, by the way, side note, is making himself so much money right now. He took the bet on himself year, and CeeDee Lamb goes down, and I know secretly he was like, it's my time.
Oh, and he's leaving the Cowboys too. He is not staying.
He's absolutely leaving the Cowboys. He's going to
cannot afford him.
He's going to get an absolute wide receiver 1 bag from a team. I don't know which team is going to take that and his attitude, but good luck. But he has a hell of a lot of talent. JD, Cowboys, talk to me.
Yeah, man. Cowboys are the team just like who we said they were. That basically like they're going to they're going to score points. And then as far as that side of the ball is really good, but their defense is just really bad.
Dog shit.
You know, I have to give shout out to me, to Alpha, to Jefe, to the whole crew here. You know, we were all over that actual game Friday. Matter of fact, I said take the Panthers team total over. I said take the Cowboys team total over, and actually take the full game over. And it didn't matter how you played it; they all won.
And early, they all cashed early.
Yeah.
I had the over too. We won it like either at the end of the third or really early in the fourth. It was a no sweat.
That was one of those, like we talked about on the show, how that total didn't start with a 5. I still don't understand it now. Looking back on it, I mean, like that actually was that was a big play for me. But looking back on it, I really wish
it's easy to be a Monday morning quarterback, which we're doing all show today. Monday morning quarterback, but
JD nailed it. That over was easy. I thought the Panthers on the money line, even though it was a little tricky down there, was great. Absolutely not. I thought it was spot on, but I don't know what the Cowboys are going to do this year. I don't know how they can continue to be the best passing offense in the league and at the same time the worst passing defense in the league.
Yeah. What do you mean? What do you want them to do? Magically, get Dion on one leg coming back?
No, it's just unbelievable. That's hilarious.
What are they going to realistically do?
I don't know. This is hilarious.
Take Champ Bailey out of retirement? What can the Cowboys possibly do to fix their horrific? Charles Woodson available, 100% Charles Woodson, and Jason Sehorn could lace him up any day of the week. I saw him in the new Giants gift drop, so he could get out there. They need something.
This Cowboys team's the team knows what they have to do. They have to go out there and they have to score 30-something points every single game to even have a chance to win. And I don't think there's anything during the season right now that they really can do.
There's nothing they can do. There's nothing. What are they going to do? Make a big trade? They've used all their trade pieces to get other players in there.
They host the Commanders next week, and I'll tell you right now, you can't take the game because the Commanders are playing tonight. I don't care what the hell that number is. If that Commanders game is over tonight, I'm smashing that over. Let me tell you something.
That extra total is going to be high. There's probably going to be a 52 or 53.
I would still
it actually is available, 53
and I would still bet the over.
I would still take the over.
It's at 53.5, and the Cowboys are right now, this is obviously pre-Commanders game tonight, plus 2.5 at home dogs.
I'm very curious to see what your take is on tonight's game. Games.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get there. But before we get there, guys, let's get to the game that we've been kind of running around, the Niners and the Bucks. I never thought I would get on here and tell you that I would die for Baker Mayfield if he was my quarterback.
I know.
I just never thought I'd be here. But if I was a Buccaneers fan today, as much as I am a Giants fan, and I have a rule that I don't get jerseys of players that are younger than me. I'm getting a Baker Mayfield jersey. Shit, I might even get a Baker Mayfield tattoo. I love that man. He is everything. He is everything. Guys, he is everything you ever want in a quarterback.
Hang on.
Thank you. I need you to say something.
Hang on. And Baker's how old?
He's got to be 30 some. How old is he?
I'm actually not sure.
I can look it up. Hold on 1 second. I'm retweeting this game out because Jefe's a fucking moron. But 1 second. Baker Mayfield age. How come his height is the first thing?
He's 30. He's younger than
30.
Yeah, exactly.
So
that's what I'm trying to say. I have the rule, but for him, I break it.
You break the rule? Okay.
He is everything that I ever want in a team leader. Not a guy who rah-rahs the guys and says all these speeches. No. He just goes out and puts on a show and does it. He doesn't talk it. He walks it. That rush on 3rd and 14, yes, he is. That's what I said. I usually don't get jerseys of players that are younger than me, but for him, I break it.
But for Dart, you wouldn't.
No.
You're a fucking fraud.
I just think that Baker Mayfield has this he's a dog, and he's absolutely playing his ass off. And I've never seen a team take on the mentality of their quarterback more than the Bucs are with all their ridiculous injuries. I mean, every wide receiver you want to name, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, now Ibuka injured.
Do you know who the number one is?
It's not Sterling Shepard.
Who is?
Can't be.
Who is?
Cameron Johnson.
Who?
Yeah.
Tez Johnson?
No, Cameron Johnson. No, Cameron.
Is Cameron Johnson? Is it Tez the nickname for Cameron?
No. You don't know they have 2 Johnsons?
I'm kidding. I know they have 2 of them.
Tez
they have like 3 of them. Isn't the running back one too?
Let me tell you.
That's a lot of Johnsons.
Yeah, that's a lot of Johnsons.
JD loves a lot of Johnsons.
Bucky Irving out. Not that Rachaad White's not bad, but offensive line. I mean, it's just a carousel of men out there. They don't even know who each other are. They got like 3 offensive linemen out.
Name me one lineman on the Bucs right now.
Ryan Jensen
starts for the Eagles. No. The other one went to the Eagles. JD, name me one lineman on the Bucs right now. Come on, guys. There's one you got. That's probably. Come on, Tristan Wirfs. You can't give me that one. All right, we move.
Okay.
We move. But yeah, no, I mean, I want to talk about this. Baker's been unbelievable. What are the odds for MVP?
Yes.
I'm bringing it up. I don't even care about this game. Because what he did in this game is stuff we saw all season long. The 49ers never had a chance. They finally showed how beaten and bruised they are. Losing Fred Warner was a disaster. He's out for the year. The 49ers, that's another thing we need to talk about. The 49ers need to get a new, what's the word I'm looking for here? Fitness and injury prevention coach. I mean, they got to do something.
No,
they got to do something.
No. They got to go. They got to go to the bodega. They got to buy about 17 Santa Maria candles. They got to start lighting them up everywhere because they need a higher power. They do not need a coach. They need a higher power to protect them.
Who would you guys take for MVP right now? Josh Allen's the favorite at plus 140. Patrick Mahomes is plus 270, and Baker Boomer is plus 470. So, I mean, and they're the only thing in the running. After them, it's all plus 1,500s and higher. There's only 3 guys that are currently in the mix.
It depends if you're willing to hold the theory of voter fatigue. If you're willing to hold the theory that voter fatigue is real, Baker's got to be the guy. If you think that none of that shit's a myth, and Josh Allen,
I don't think that's a myth, by the way.
14, 15. Josh Allen's going to end up with 14, 15 wins. The Bills are going to win the division, and he should, in theory, win the MVP because I don't know his stats off the top of my head, but I have to imagine his stats are right there with Baker. I have
He's got 9 touchdowns on the year, throwing, and 2 interceptions.
Okay, but rushing touchdown, check rushing touchdowns.
So he's not the team leader. The team leader is 5 with James Cook. Let me dive in a little deep. I know I was trying to. No, it wasn't. I mean, Jalen Hurts is by far the team's leading rushing touchdown leader.
Jalen Hurts is not a good quarterback.
Okay, but he's still a rushing. He has 3 on the year. 3 rushing on the year.
Mahomes.
2 came in week 1 against the Ravens in that thriller, and then he's had 1 on the year since that was against New Orleans.
But I guess what I'm asking you is,
so 12 and 2.
His numbers versus Baker's numbers, like, are they like starkly different? And Baker obviously has a game on him right now.
I mean, let's see. So he has 12 total touchdowns to 2 total interceptions. Let's pull up Baker Mayfield, who had another 2 yesterday. Baker Mayfield has 12 passing touchdowns to only 1 interception. That's just in the air. So, but he does have a game on him. Rushing, Baker doesn't have any. Baker's not a rushing touchdown kind of guy.
And we had this argument before, I think 2 weeks ago, and I said it. Don't take Baker for MVP. Take the Bucks to win the NFC.
Yes.
If you want a lotto, guys, look at the NFC right now. Look at the NFC, all the teams, look up and down and be like, oh, yeah, no, they're definitely the best team. There's absolutely. And don't even do that because the Giants aren't making the playoffs. But,
who thought that?
But I'm going to tell you right now, the Bucks to win the the Bucks to win the NFC is freaking live. It is as live as it could possibly get.
What are the odds on that? Let me pull it up here.
It is at 8-1.
Play at plus 800.
It's live. You're telling me that the Bucks can't go into Detroit at an AFC Championship Sunday and win? Absolutely good.
I don't see that. First of all, Detroit.
But
Detroit.
Wait, hold on. I'm holding this in the theory of what's the best gamble, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the best bet here? It's not Baker to win the MVP. Right. It's the Bucks to win the NFC.
So the odds on that.
If you're going to tell me I have $100 and I want to put it on something, I like Baker. I'm 100% betting this on some way on the Bucks. I would tell you the best value is Bucks to win the NFC instead of Baker MVP.
Yeah, and Jefe, I mean, that's exactly right. Like, I was literally about to say all of that. So, like, I am with you here, like, all the way. So,
way to take the cop out, JD, so you don't have to say anything.
Who's the favorite? Is it the Lions still?
Let
me pull it up here.
Nah. It's got to be the Packers, right?
Packers are at plus 370, but the Lions are plus 470.
I'm going to let Alpha talk about the Packers when we get to that game because Alpha's said something all year long for a few weeks now about the Packers. And yesterday was the first time that I was watching. I was like, damn, that motherfucker has a point. But we'll get to that game. Anything else about the Bucks, guys? Because I mean, look, I have to say this about the Niners. What they're doing is honestly, I'm impressed. Mac Jones keeping them in games. Juwan Jennings played yesterday with 5 broken ribs. Kendrick Bourne is, excuse my pun, born again. And Christian McCaffrey is just trying to do everything he can to just catch balls and get yards this team. On defense, they have lost 2 legendary players thus far. Legendary. Fred Warner is my favorite. Alvin knows this. Fred Warner is my favorite linebacker in the NFL. I think he's, from an IQ standpoint, the absolute best Mike you got, and they just lost him for the year. And
yeah.
If you watch that video, it might be a full calendar year. That was rough.
It's going to be a full calendar year.
Yeah. Bosa already out for the year. I don't know how Kyle Shanahan can keep trying out these folks. It is rough on defense, really rough. But yet, this shows you the depth of a team really matters, and at least the Niners are still being competitive.
Yeah, I would agree to that. At least they're competing, and they've been winning games. They just didn't win this one, and this one was always going to be a tough game for them. I was all over the Bucs in this spot, just because of the matchups, just because of the grit of Tampa, and just because they were home as well. I like them at home. They are 2-1 on the year at home now. They're 5-1, so they've been better on the road. But San Francisco on the road, it's even hard for me to say it. They were 3-0. I know they lost, but the Bucs are beaten. I know I'm kind of going in a million different directions here and trying to figure out which way I want to go about this, but the Bucs I have as an ascending team, but the injuries may keep them down. The 49ers are going to be a descending team, unfortunately. I don't think we see them compete for much longer. A couple more injuries, and they're cooked. They're cooked. Does anybody believe CMC is going to make it through the year? Realistically?
I'm shocked.
Realistically?
They're asking so much of him.
They're asking, and he has more more usage per game than any other player in the NFL. He's getting the ball more times than any other player in the NFL. It's just not sustainable for Christian McCaffrey. Then you take all their other injuries. They've already lost Kittle. Jennings was a late able to play yesterday, but he didn't look great. Their whole team's backed up. It's unfortunate, but they got to figure something out in San Francisco.
All right, guys, 2 more games. We're not going to talk about Titans and Raiders because that was just 2 bad teams playing, and the Raiders are better than the Titans, and Titans are
One quick note. Cam Ward's not as bad as what people have been saying. I've been seeing a lot of Cam Ward slander. He's a rookie.
He's going to be okay.
He's going to be
okay. That team is dog shit.
They are the worst coach. They're the worst coach team in the NFL.
I think schematically speaking, I don't know if they know how to run an offense, that coaching staff. I don't give them much more leash. Hopefully, Cam Ward can bounce back under a new regime and be better. That's what I want to say. By the way, Raiders, so unimpressed.
By the way, that phone drop was wild you just did.
Sorry.
That was wild.
Sorry. All right, moving on, guys. Bengals, Packers. At one point in this game, I thought there's no fucking way that Joe Flacco's 2 wins on the year are both going to come against Green Bay, is it? Can't be. But that's not what I don't. Yeah. I thought about that.
Wow.
I thought about that for a second. That would have been the storyline of the millennium. He would have been the Packers' daddy. But anyway, Packers end up holding on and winning. I'm giving the floor to Alpha here. He has said something in private to me, and I even think he's come out here and said it. He thinks the Packers are humongous frauds, and yesterday was the first time that I was watching this game. I was like, they actually just might be.
So there's been 2 stories of the Alpha belief, lack of belief. Let me get that out there, because a lot of you probably heard Jefe just say that and say, what do you mean? The Packers were Alpha's preseason NFC representative of the Super Bowl. Do I still feel that way? I don't know. Truthfully, I don't know. Are they still the favorite? Yes. Have they looked good? No. Have they regressed since those first 2 weeks of the year where they looked incredible? Yes. Let's go over the results for them of the year. They're 3-1-1, right? They beat the Lions. Impressive opening game. Lions had new coordinators on both sides and really weren't themselves that game. So then they beat the Commanders. Congratulations. Good win. Not a great win. 27-18. Then they lost to the Browns. That was a toughie. And it felt like an outlier game, right? It felt like, this is the game they just overlooked. They didn't play it seriously. It's fine. They'll be fine. They're going to go beat up on the Cowboys the next week, right? Well, they didn't. They tied Dallas 40-40.
That was their game. That was the spot for them. And they tied with the Cowboys.
Correct. And then this week, they play the Bengals, who, the Bengals have a couple wins on the year, right? They had Joe Flacco in there. First game with the team, getting used to him. That was not an easy win for them either. They struggled way more than they should have in that ball game. The Packers haven't been playing 2 halves of football. That's what I have to take away from this. And this question's crazy, David.
I was about to say, that's not even a question.
There's one that's like level here. There's one that's like level up here out of the camera shot. And the one up here is Dak Prescott. And the one over here is Love.
Guys, you put Dak Prescott on any competent team with a competent defense. We're talking about him as the clear-cut MVP. It's actually hilarious. Because as I've never been a Dak guy, but now at this point, he's rotting. He's going to rot in Dallas.
I agree.
Because of that contract.
Yeah, he's going to rot, but sure. He's fine. He's doing okay. JD, you're a resident Cowboys. Whoa, Jefe, what are we doing? I even flipped the thing. I flipped the thing so we all would do it.
I apologize.
JD.
Yeah, I mean, this Packers team, I was, lower on them than most, like right from the start. And I'm still that way. And what I said before the season started was, no, they got the Parsons trade. They got all that. They got all these pieces. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to Love. And that is how their season is actually going to go, is how well Love plays. He's still kind of like you were saying. Seems like half the game he's there. It looks good as far as the whole team. The other half of the game, don't know where they are.
Yep.
I'm just this Packers team. I just can't buy into them still.
But like, who are you going to buy into in the NFC?
Well,
I mean,
sure.
Who do you think has the worst odds to win the NFC? The New York Giants.
Okay, thank God.
We're actually the Saints.
Yes, the Saints have the Saints and the Giants are tied. The Saints and the Giants are tied at plus 15,000. Then you got the Panthers and the Cardinals around plus 10. Then you got the Bears at plus 4. So they're saying 4 teams are absolutely cooked gooses. New York Giants, Arizona Cardinals. They're wrong, by the way. Arizona Cardinals, Carolina Panthers, New Orleans Saints, and the New York Football Giants. Just put that out there. But when you go to the top of the list, let's go over the favorites. That's a better way to approach it. You have the Packers at plus 370, the Lions at plus 470, the Eagles at plus 500, and then the Rams plus 750. I still think the Packers, even with the turmoil and how they've looked, are significantly better than the other NFC teams. The Lions, I think, have a shot, but the Lions' defense is super suspect. That's my big issue with the Lions. I think everybody knows that about the Lions.
We're going to get into them next. I have a take on the Lions and the injuries in the defense.
Okay, then I will hold my thought then. Let's move on to the Lions because it is 105 and we still have 4 games to break down.
Hang on. What are the Rams?
Plus 800. Well, 750. I'll put it up. Yes, 750.
I think if I had to take a shot on any team, like if I had a free bet, I think I would go on the Rams there.
Man, how are they always relevant? They lose a guy like Aaron Donald. They pick up Jared Verse.
Oh.
They lose a guy. But the one big thing with the Rams right now that would keep me off of them is Puka Nacua has a serious injury. That's the reports that came out today. Devontae can't be your true number 1 receiver. They're going to have guys like, what is it, Jordan Whittington? It's either Whittingham or Whittington, one of those.
That's rough. But as long as they can...
They got Ned Bigby making touchdowns. That's all. They don't really have many offensive weapons. You know what I mean? Like Kyron had his year. He's still decent, but is he someone you can lean on? Like heavy? Like we're going to give Kyron the ball 30 times today. He's going to win us this ball game. I don't feel that way.
But there's always something to be said about the quarterback that doesn't panic in the pocket, and that's Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, 5 years ago, Joe. 5 years ago, I agree.
And I think that's just unmeasurable.
I agree. Matthew
Stafford can do a 2-minute drill down 3 in his head with his eyes closed. Like he just that's an unmeasurable statistic. And they have that. They also have, in my opinion, an inventive head coach who still is at the top. Like,
I agree.
Think about that tree, right? That Shanahan tree, the McVay, the Mike Daniel, and I'm forgetting the last guy from that tree. Zach Taylor, Bengals, right? Like think about that tree, and maybe KOC also was that tree. McVay's the one that's been able to keep his team completely relevant, no matter what, year after year. They've
and the Vikings one. You just said his name.
KOC.
Kevin O'Connell. Yeah, he's been fantastic as well.
True that. Good point. All right, guys. Sunday Night Football. Patrick Mahomes looked phenomenal. He made no mistakes. And the Lions, to be honest with you, self-inflicting wounds. A drop by Amon-Ra St. Brown on a 4th down that you just...
What a bad drop by Amon-Ra.
He catches the ball every 99 out of 100. Opportunistic plays for the Chiefs, and their offense looked really good, moving. And I'll tell you right now, God bless what this offense is going to look like next week and moving forward. Because Rashee Rice, who still will need a few games to get into game speed, game shape. But the fact that he's going to be on the field is a problem because Worthy looks absolutely in sync with Mahomes. Hollywood looks in sync with Mahomes. I don't have to talk about Kelsey being in sync because Kelsey's in sync.
Well, no, he wasn't last year. He looks significantly better this year.
He looks like almost rejuvenated, right? Like it's almost like he knows this is it. This is the last year I got it.
I would agree with that.
And I heard a crazy statement said, like there was some post-game reporter saying that he spoke to the Chiefs and was like, this Chiefs team feels better about themselves right now than they felt at this point last year.
Absolutely.
About their team, who I think was undefeated at this point.
Absolutely.
And I get it, because last year they were winning games that even they knew, God damn it, that was a loss, and we just got lucky by the football gods. Now they're winning games that they actually are performing well in. And yes, they lost the game last week against the Jaguars that, to be honest, we never saw coming. But any given Sunday, I like this Chiefs team. I really like it. I like how they're playing, and defensively, they showed something last night. And I really like their new players that are coming of age, like like the McDuffie, the Karlaftis, the new guys, And the last thing I want to say is about the Lions. Lions were in a tough spot yesterday, man. I mean, their secondary is decimated, but luckily, unlike last year where a lot of the injuries, when they happen, those players have no chance of coming back. A lot of these players are just nicked up, and they will make their way back. Herbie Joseph is on the top of that list. DJ Reed's on the top of that list. They will both come back. And that's why I'm not down on this Lions team. I just think it was an any given Sunday type of night, and the Chiefs showed up, and the Lions had their opportunities. And like Dan Campbell said, they were about 3-4 plays away from winning this game. They just didn't make 3-4 plays.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more.
I was about to say, just to go in here real quick, and those plays, like I said, this game could have been so different. Like that first half could have been so different on just those couple plays. I mean, that actually Goff touchdown with the latest flag ever in
ever, dude.
Were you guys aware that they could do that?
I texted you guys. Or no, I think I just texted you, Jefe, in our high school group chat. The question that I had: do the NFL referees get called into their headset after the play is over, where the league office is saying, hey, you blew this call. You must throw the flag now. I know it was 5 minutes ago, but they just don't get together, have a conversation for 5 minutes in the middle of the field and say, you know what? We've now determined what we're thinking back with no highlights on the play. And I know a lot of people said they just want to get the call right. You just want the call right. But at the end of the day, you can't go back 5 minutes later, pick up or then throw the flag and negate the touchdown.
I personally have never seen it before, and I saw a bunch of times on Twitter where they said, "Guy, it's happened before. It just wasn't as in your face. Like it wasn't a Sunday night football game. Like this situation has happened before." The number one thing is that was 100% the right call. Right, that was a flag. It was a penalty. I personally cannot remember a time where touchdown, everything's good, and then you're kind of just waiting around.
So here's my thought:
to be confirmed, and all of a sudden you got the reps in a circle, and all of a sudden you see a flag being thrown.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was possible, and I saw on Twitter that's happened many a time, that because it was a scoring play and needed to get confirmed, that's what gave them the option to do that. If that was let's say a play in the 20 that got them a 4th and 1, right? Let's say it was a 4th and 1 and got them a first down in the middle of the field. They wouldn't have been able to do that.
You know what my thoughts on that is? The Eagles jump on every tush push that is reviewed. Why don't you throw a false start there? Why don't you throw a flag there? Why is it
genius?
The Eagles do this on every single tush push not every single, but probably 50% of the tush push they do at the goal line. They false start. So I just don't comprehend how that's the case.
So then also we got to keep talking about flags. The Chiefs got one of the softest PIs I've ever seen.
That was awful. That was
such a bad call. Then also, guys, I'm not sure if y'all really knew this. The Chiefs had 0 flags.
Zero.
I
think it was the 26th time.
They are top 5 in actual penalties on the season. And last night they didn't have a single one.
Great point.
I thought that was very interesting. But yeah, besides that actually touchdown, the first touchdown being called back, all that, then actually as far as that drop pass, as y'all said, that Brown catches that 99.
I still can't believe they dropped it.
Yeah, that game could have been very different. But overall, yes, Lions lost that game. The second half, as far as the play calling for them, I didn't think that was very good.
Yeah,
I really didn't understand that. But yeah, the Chiefs were the better team.
Did you guys see the Schefter update, by the way?
No.
The Pittsburgh Steelers are trying to trade for a wide receiver actively.
I bet they are. But
didn't they just trade one away? Sorry.
Good luck.
But yeah, kind of like Jefe was just saying, the Lions, I'm not down actually on them because of this game and actually anyway. They are definitely going to be getting guys back to teams going to be
DJ Reed.
And also I think this is going to be, yes, the Chiefs are looking good and they're only going to look better. Well, at least they should.
We're gonna know exactly where they're gonna be in a few weeks when they go to Buffalo.
Right.
I agree. That's a great test game.
Yeah, because Buffalo's gonna win that one.
Wow, JD.
No, JD's right.
Let's go.
JD's right because JD understands the NFL is an entertainment product, and that's exactly what you want. KC going into Buffalo, losing in the regular season to set up the rematch in the divisional round where the opposite result happens, and then everybody thinks that the first result's going to happen again. And that's how the NFL and Vegas makes millions. I just gave you the script.
You're not lying.
But the thing is, over these next few weeks, the Chiefs' value, I really don't think there's going to be any on them because the way it looked like they won this game and the way they talked up the Chiefs so much.
JD, you're nailing it. Yep.
The Chiefs are going to be an overvalued team, though.
Are you kidding me? I cannot wait to see how much value Rashee Rice, a player who has not played a snap this year, who I think last year injured himself in week 4, how much value he's going to bring to the line, and we have no idea how many snaps he's going to get. I guarantee you he's adding to the line this week. I have no idea what they're playing next week. I gotta look.
Did you guys hear Collinsworth last night when Mahomes it was a nice run. It was a nice run.
Oh my God.
Tackle.
Man glazes over him.
Where he said, name me another quarterback that could run like this, take the shot he took, bounce off and get the first down. We saw Baker Mayfield win a fucking game 3 hours earlier, doing a more impressive run than what we just saw here.
Yeah.
Chiefs Raiders next week, guys. Chiefs at home. Guess the spread.
A 46.
Sorry, it's who?
Raiders.
Honestly, probably 9.5.
Chiefs are at home.
Yeah.
9.5.
I'm gonna say.
Wow, I cheated and looked it up.
12.5.
Yeah.
12.5. Double digit. That. Take that for what it's worth. I want to say one more thing about this, and we got to run. Travis Kelce had a catch that was not even taken for a second to be reviewed, and never in my life have I seen that type of a catch, whether you believe it was a catch or not even be reviewed. I'm not. You know what? Maybe they review it. Maybe it is a catch. But how do you not review?
That was not a catch. And listen, I have Travis Kelce in fantasy, and I need every point out of him this year. I was like, that's not a fucking catch.
I don't understand. But it's not like that was a humongous play in the big scheme of the game. But still, very, very, very weird. All right, guys, that's a Sunday rundown. I think that takes us right to Monday Night Football, where
it does not. It does not. It does not. I think you're forgetting. We have 2 MLB games we're going over as well. So we're going to start with the 2 MLB games, and we're going to go into the 2 NFL games from there to close out the show. Because the MLB games are earlier in the day. So, JD, I'm going to run the graphic. You ready to roll?
Let's do it.
We don't care. We don't give a shit if Jefe's ready to roll. You and I are ready to roll. That's all that matters. Graphic is up. We're going to the MLB, guys. First game we're going to be breaking down is going to be the early game. We have a 5:03 Eastern first pitch between the Seattle Mariners and the Toronto Blue Jays. The Mariners are up 1-0 in the series. The game is in Toronto as Toronto looks to even up the series. Pitching for your Seattle Mariners is Logan Gilbert. Logan Gilbert is 1-0 this postseason with a 1.13 ERA and a 1.0 whip. On the other side, I am going to butcher his last name, but it's Trey Yesevich. Yesevich is 1-0 with a 0 ERA and a 0.19 whip. He came in and shut the Yankees down in the previous series. Is he going to be able to build off that against a very strong Mariners lineup? One thing I do want to add about this one, ESPN BPI has this one as a 50.5 Blue Jays favorite and a 49.5 for the Seattle Mariners. JD, this is kind of the battle between you and I, my friend, the battle between you and I. Because all year you were backing this Mariners team. You had great reads on them all year long. For me, I was on the Blue Jays for a big portion of this year where people in the show were calling them Alpha's Blue Jays. So you and I both love these 2 teams, so we're not going to start this one. Jefe. We're going to start with you. We're going to let you break this one down first. We got the Mariners. We got the Blue Jays at 5:03 p.m. What do you like in this one?
You know, it's funny. Somebody in the chat just said, thank you, we're not going over NHL streaming games. I'm like, what do you mean? It's a Monday. There are so many NHL games that have already started. Since when is Columbus Day their holiday?
Jeez, you're right.
Yeah, this is their Thanksgiving or something like that, right?
I didn't even know.
Don't do that again. Change that up. Or at least market it better. What the hell? Anyway, Jays and the Mariners. Listen, game 1, I was actually pretty impressed. Jays took that lead early, like they did in pretty much the previous series, and they had a chance to make it more. But Mariners held strong all the way until the 6th, where Cal Raleigh hit a home run, tied it up 1-1, and I think Polanco got an RBI, and then somebody else won later on in the game, and then they won 3-1. I give a lot of credit to this Mariners pitching staff and their bullpen, who was great strikeout stuff. This is a 7-game series, which don't ask me why it's the first one thus far in the playoffs. But that's how the dumbass MLB sets it up. Please change that. And I know this is weird to say. The Jays cannot go down 0-2 back to Seattle. Seattle has not had a CS being played there in a humongously long time. I don't even know. Was it 2001? Maybe even before that. I'm not sure.
It was around 25 years ago. So yeah.
Because 2001 was their year that they had the best record ever in the history of MLB baseball.
I think they lost first round though, right?
But I think the Yankees took care of them in the DS, not the CS. So I don't know if the Mariners have ever been to a CS before. I'm not positive. Don't quote me. Maybe they have back in the day. I don't know.
First time in 24 years they've reached the CS, so that is back in 01.
So that means the Yankees did beat them in the CS. Okay, yes. That was, and that was the greatest team ever, the Mariners team. I mean,
name me 5 players from that team. No, not you. Jay Dizzle. Name me 4 other players besides Ichiro and Randy Johnson. I'll give you 2.
Randy Johnson wasn't on that team. He was on the Diamondbacks when they won the World Series.
Wasn't on that team. Edgar Martinez. I'll give you 2.
Third baseman.
/DH.
Mike Cameron, center field. John Allroad, first base.
Give me another one. By the way, JD, I would not have this correct. That's why I'm asking you. I would not have had this correct.
2 more. Come on. I got this.
Alex Rodriguez.
No, it was on that team.
I know it was on that team. Langston? Who's Langston?
Jay Buer.
Jake Bowers is currently playing in the MLB.
No.
Hold on, I'm gonna look it up because I want to know who's listing. 2001 Mariners.
They had a Japanese closer, and I know his name. They had a Japanese closer, and I know his name.
Oh my God, we missed some names. Tom Lampkin, I think that's what someone's putting in the chat. John Orler, Edgar Martinez. Brett Boone. I know. Brett Boone. Jay Buhner. What a name.
I literally just said that. I said Jay Buhner.
No, you didn't.
Okay. Tell me their closer, please. Tell me their closer's name. It's killing me. It's Japanese closer.
Well, they had Brett Tomka. Was it Razuhiro Sasaki?
Sasaki.
They had Jamie Moyer as well. And Jeff Nelson, current Yankees coach. Pitcher coach.
All right. Well, anyway, thanks for
taking
that day.
What a team.
Yes.
Who was the manager?
Lou Piniella.
Oh, fun fact, my friend Landon from second grade. None of you know Landon. I know Landon. Grew up in Lou Pinella's old house. I have to put that up there for you.
This is what Joe was talking about random facts that I know, because why do I know that? Anyway, moving on. This is the Jays. This is the play. This is the stadium going absolutely bonkers for Yesudish, who pitched a gem in front of them versus the Yankees last series. This is the bats getting hotter against Gilbert, who we just saw pitch, 3-2?
Friday.
Was it Friday, yeah. And he looked great, but it's different. Like that atmosphere versus what he's going into now, very different. So I'm taking the Jays here on the money line plus minus 125 odds, fellas.
There we go. I'm also on the Jays minus 125 odds. I think they have to get it done. If they do not, they're going to lose this game in 5 or 6. Give me the Jays. They keep this one close. I like Yesovic. He's been fantastic. I think the Bats will do a little bit better than they did last night. They're still at home, where they've been one of the best baseball teams in the major leagues all season long. Give me the Jays. They should be able to get it done. JD, what do you got?
Yeah, man, I think the Blue Jays fucked up. Blue Jays fucked up bad. Last night, that was a game. That was the game that they had. I mean, that was their game.
And historically, that's the game where they take the 1 and then they make it into a 2, into a 3, and then they hold. But they didn't. I give credit to the Mariners pitching.
Got to give credit. I mean, the Mariners sent out, as far as starters, they sent out their worst guy. I thought the Blue Jays were going to be able to hit him. And then I thought, as far as the bullpen coming in behind him, I thought because the Blue Jays were going to have the lead, I thought that they were going to use some of their, lesser arms. And I thought that game last night was going to go over. And boy, was I wrong, because Blue Jays only got 2 hits the entire night. So now they're going from Mariners' worst starter to their best. I think it's a tough game. I think it's a really tough game. Yes, he did pitch Friday. I think as far as pitches, I believe he pitched 30-something. So it wasn't a long outing, but like still, he is definitely not on his regular rest.
Absolutely.
But he's a dog. He is that guy who can go out there and get it done. Yeah, man, it's for real. It actually is. But
it's gonna be longer than that.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be longer than that. But I'm saying, like, the nor'easter part is very real though.
If you guys keep seeing me turn my camera off, I do apologize. I do have a leak in my bathroom, so I'm helping the gentlemen who are here when I can.
David, it's actually the
nor'easter, baby.
It's the Columbus Day special. That's what we do.
That's right.
Join us here every Columbus Day from here on out. We will be doing 90-minute shows to show our appreciation and respect for Christopher Columbus.
But yeah, that was the game. I think last night, really, they just had to have that game. Do I think the Mariners are overall the better team? Yes. Am I afraid of this Blue Jays team? Also, yes. Because this lineup can just put up runs.
And I mean, only when they play the Yankees.
Well, that's what it's seeming like. Yes. That's what it's seeming like.
I know.
To me, as far as if you just look at numbers, just raw numbers, the Mariners, I do have them as the favorite here, very small, around minus 118. So do I see value on that side? Yeah. Am I going to get to the window? I'm not sure yet.
I don't think you will, because you know how good this Blue Jays team is at home. That's the thing that sticks out to me. If this was a neutral field in Seattle with this pitching matchup, with the score of the series, absolutely what I think it's Seattle. The Rogers Center vibes with the rookie out there I think Vladdy's too good of a leader to not produce in this game. He's shown us time and time again when they need a big offensive performance. Vladdy Jr. is the guy who's giving it to him. So I think he's good enough to rally these guys. I think they had probably a very long speech in the dugout / locker room, whichever the hell you want to call it, underneath the stadium. I think they're going to be prepared for this game. And I think that this is their game 7, right? Like this game doesn't have as much meaning for Seattle. Seattle has already won home field by winning one game. But this game for the Blue Jays is their game 7. So I do think they will have a big performance. That's why, JD, I'm with you. It's tough taking the Blue Jays on the spot, but historically, from what we've seen from them throughout this season, I think you have to go with the Blue Jays.
Yep. But yeah, just for me, like I said, I'm definitely not betting them today. But for right now, I'm off that. But guys, shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody here. We just got through our first game breakdown of the day and actually have almost 2,000 people here. So shout out to all of y'all. 2,000
current people in the stream with us, hearing us morons talking. So we appreciate you guys all tuning in with us today.
They want us to go back. We didn't do enough on the Titans and Raiders.
You know what? Let's move on to our second breakdown of the MLB slate before we get into the football. And this one's going to be short and sweet for me. We have the Dodgers, we have the Brewers. Pitching for the Dodgers is Blake Snell. Blake Snell in this postseason is 2-0 with a 1.38 ERA and a 0.77 whip. In 13 innings of work, he's allowed 5 hits, has accumulated 18 strikeouts to only 5 walks and no homers. Blake Snell, you sign this guy just for these moments, right? This is why you pay Blake Snell. You don't really care what he does in the regular season because when you get to these moments in the playoffs, he can be a big game pitcher for your ball club. So, the Brewers haven't announced yet who they have going. JD, what do you like in this one? You're a resident Brewers guy. We have to start with you.
You know, just actually like you were saying, man, Snell, I don't think I can really put into words how well he's actually pitched.
Isn't it amazing what can happen when you
Who's the dumpster fire? Who's the dumpster fire?
I honestly, Craig, I don't even we can't even talk. We can't even move on until you let us know. I need to know right now. I was just gonna say, isn't it amazing how good of a pitcher Snell could be when this manager doesn't pull him out of the 6th or 5th inning every single time, no matter what?
Exactly. That is actually letting him go, but is when it comes to his strikeouts, when it comes to his actually basically all of his stats. Like I could sit here and name off a ton of them, but they are all good. He's just pitching great. As far as the Brewers, like I said before the show started, I'm not sure who they're going with.
You think they go with an opener again?
It looks like it's either going to be
Ashby?
You know what they're going to do? They're going to put in, what's his name? Quarter pounder with cheese. He only had 4 innings the other day.
I think it's going to be – it's either going to be a Quintana start or either a Priester start. And to me, it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, the Brewers are still the Brewers.
I'm excited to see what you do here.
Sorry, Brewers. Cannot be on you today. Brewers cap is off. This is a Dodgers play for me. I actually think this is a cheap price. I think this is a very cheap price.
I hate that you're saying that, JD, because that's exactly what I'm going to say.
Guys,
so I'm not even going to say anything. It's a Dodgers play.
I'm going to tell you this right now. In my head, I swear we did not talk about this. In my head, I was like, can I say that minus 155 is what I want to go with? Because
Same.
It really is just what I want to go with. And personally speaking, it's what I'm going with, like in my personal betting today. I might have a parlay. Might involve 2 teams that wear the white and the blue in a combination of colors.
The New York Giants.
And no, they both play tonight. Might be a little cross-sport, cross-country situation. We'll get to it soon. But it's funny that we were all thinking about the same thing because I was like, minus 155. Please let me find their minus 150 somewhere so I could say it.
Because that's it's minus 152 on FanDuel if that makes you feel a little bit better.
It does. It actually really does.
Let me pull up the SBR odds board, something I use to check every single game when going through odds. So let me quickly see if I can find any books that do have it at minus 150 so we can all feel better saying we're taking it at the minus 150. So give me 1 second here. MLB opener. What? Okay, never mind. It is minus 150 on BetMGM on the nose. So you can take it at minus 150 on BetMGM currently. So I'm giving out minus 150 on the Dodgers money line. Jefe, official pick?
Minus 150. Dodgers
JD, official pick?
Yeah, Dodgers.
Let's go. All right, boys. You ready to move on to the king of the crop, the NFL 2 Monday Night Football games?
Let's do it.
Yes, sir.
We're still here at 1:30 and have not gotten on the NFL yet. You guys know we love you if we're still doing this. We got the Bills. We got the Falcons. Jefe's Bills. Jefe's Little Bills, right? That's what we're going to call them here. Jefe's Little Bills. Taking on the Falcons. Bills are coming in 4-1 on the season. They are 1-0 on the road. Taking on a Falcons team that is 2-2 on the season, but 1-1 at home in this spot. Over to the injury report. Matt Milano will be out yet again. Damar Hamlin.
He's becoming.
It's been years now.
He's becoming that guy where the first statement that you think of Matt Milano is, man, he would be one of the best linebackers in the league if
he stayed healthy. Absolutely.
It's what he is now, and that really sucks.
Yep, could not agree more. Curtis Samuel is a game-time decision, as well as Dalton Kincaid. On the other side, the big name that the Falcons do not have in the lineup is Darnell Mooney. Mooney will not be there tonight. All that being said, interesting line here. Bills only favored by a 3.5-pointer. Jefe, over to you. What do you got?
This line has been traveling the other way since, the Bills thing opened up at like a 4.5. It got up to 5.5. Now it's settling at, I see it on DraftKings at 4.5. You're saying you see it somewhere at 3.5?
You can. This actually, that's what I was about to bring up. This actually line is everywhere.
It's 3.5 on FanDuel.
You can get it for 3.5, and then you can get an actual 4.5. So depending on where you like it,
I don't know. And I get it. The Bills struggle against. They're one of the worst rushing defenses in the league. No Milano does not help that. And last time I checked, the Falcons have a pretty damn good running back over there in the name of Bijan Robinson. Falcons coming off of a bye week where all they've been able to do is prep for this game. And this is a huge game for the Falcons organization. You have the cream of the crop pretty much in the Buffalo Bills coming to town. Monday Night Football. It's in Atlanta. But the Bills are coming off a loss. And I personally cannot see the Buffalo Bills losing 2 games in a row. But I also can absolutely see this being a Bills win by 2. I can see this being Falcons take the lead with 1 minute and 7 seconds left, and that's just too much time and too little respect for Josh Allen. He moves it up the field, and they win in a game-winning field goal. But with that being said, I got 2 different aspects I'm looking at this. I got a parlay with the Bills money line, and I teased it. Dodgers money line plus 140 odds. Bills Dodgers money line. That's by 1. My second play is, and we talked about this. I've been looking at this number. I don't understand how it's not moving. The same way I feel about the Panthers Cowboys total not hitting 50, I do not understand how this over does not start with a 5. It is a 49.5. Bills are going to score on the Falcons defense. Falcons are going to run all over the Bills defense. I think points will be scored. At the end of the day, I do trust Josh Allen. I cannot put a number to how much more I trust Josh Allen than Michael Penix. They're not even in the same
stop
league.
it. You don't even need to bring that up.
Come on.
Don't waste anyone's time.
Bills should win this game, but I think it's a finicky number, guys. I think this game's going to be a lot closer than people think. I like the over. I don't know why it says 50 down there. Is it at 49.5?
It is 49.5.
And I take the over, and I put the Bills and Dodgers in a money line parlay plus 140 odds.
I am on the over, and I have a parlay. I'm going to really blow the second game here, but I am also on a parlay of the Bills and the Commies, the Commanders. You can get the parlay at a plus 110 odds. I think that's the best action. I'm also, like I said, taking the over 49.5. I think we see a ton of points in this game. So I've kind of already given both of my NFL game picks away. JD, over to you. What do you got, brother?
Yeah, Jefe really took like most of my points here. I actually like the Falcons here. I really think that this is a close game. Do I necessarily think they're going to win it? I don't really, but I do think that this is a field goal game.
Yeah.
I really do. And Jefe gave all of the reasons why. I really think the Falcons are going to be able to run, which also means they're going to be able to chew up clock. Which that's what you want to do. You want to keep Josh Allen off of the field. And there's what I think that they're going to be able to do tonight. And like Jefe said, they're also coming off of their bye week. They have been planning for this game. So yeah, for me, I've not backed the Falcons once this entire season. Do I love backing them here against Josh Allen? I sure don't. But Falcons are going to be one of my biggest bets of the day. So
get the fuck out. Get it. I don't buy. What are you taking? You taking them on +4?
Yeah.
Or money line? You believe they win this game?
No.
Okay.
I think they could, but actually no. I'm actually going to take them at DraftKings at the +4 and the hook.
There we go. All right, boys. We ready to move on to the final breakdown of the day? We've been on here for about 5 hours today. So I think we're going to get to the final game of the day. You guys already know I parlayed the Bills with the Commanders, so nothing for me on this game outside of that. Jefe, we're going to start with you. We got the Bears. We got the Commanders. Bears are coming into this game 2-2. Commanders 3-2. What do you like?
All right, I got 2 plays here, 2 plays only. I'm going to make this quick. Commanders, I like an anytime touchdown. I like it to be Debo. I think he does play today. We would have been hearing a lot more about this injury if not. No, Terry. We already know that Jaden and Debo have a hell of a rapport. I think the Bears are going to sell out to keep Bill's rushing yards down and really fill the box. Debo's going to have his way with that secondary. With that being said, you guys remember what happened last time these two teams played in Washington?
Yes, they threw up a Hail Mary and it was nuts.
I'm going to tell you right now, I think that's more on the Bears players' minds than people think. The Bears won that game, and then they lost that game in the craziest way ever.
Yeah,
I think the Bears show up today, guys. I'm taking the Bears +5.5. I the Commanders squeak one out probably, but I think the Bears keep it close. They play for something that cannot be spoken about in statistics or analytics. They just play for themselves, for the team, because that loss last year was gut-wrenching. I mean, how many times did freaking every single sports publication have that replay on? Probably over 1 million times they've seen that replay. I don't think they can go out there and lay down. I think this is a close game.
Yeah. Jefe, as far as the Bears, I also agree. I definitely think they show up tonight. As far as their offense goes, I really like what I've been seeing there. They've definitely been trending up. As far as
man, shout out to Rome. Honestly, a lot of people wrote them off last year, right? And I thought that was messed up. A lot of players take more than just a year to become something.
I agree.
Jackson Smith injured, but was not this last year. He wasn't. Rome maybe was like just terrible last year, but you could already see he's gonna be in the league for a long time.
I agree.
Sorry, JD, go. Bears offense.
Yeah. So it's actually like as far as their actual team total over, there's what I was looking at.
What's the number?
It was at 22.5. I believe. Sorry, guys. If we're gonna do the backwards hats, I cannot do that one. I do not like the way that one.
You got to keep it consistent.
22.
But then I was looking at it more, and this Bears defense, I still think that the Commanders can really get to this defense also, though. So instead of just taking the Bears offense, I'm actually going to take both of them here, and I'm going to play this game over. This is another game where I think it should be in that 51-52 range.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, just actually give me the over here.
Jefe, any additional plays for you before we get into a couple final segments like best bets?
No. Debo anytime and Bears +5.5.
There we go. All right, boys. Well, as you guys know, best bets is not just presented by us. JD, you ready for me to put the graphic up?
Go for it.
There we go. And as you guys know, Best Bets is not just presented by us three on the set today. We're proudly sponsored by Funded Stake. We're going to go to our good friend, JD's cousin Derek, for a few words about Funded Stake.
FundedStake.io, the ultimate platform for sports traders looking to unlock their potential without risking their own money. We're here to help you transform your sports betting skills into a profitable and sustainable business. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, Funded Stake gives you the tools and capital to scale your success. Here's how it works. 1. Choose your account. Pick an account size that fits your needs, starting from $1,000 all the way up to $50,000. Your journey starts here. 2. Take the challenge. Hit the profit target while sticking to our risk management rules. For example, with a $10,000 account, aim for $3,300 in profit, place a minimum of 25 sports bets, and maintain the required daily and total loss limits. 3. Get funded. Once you pass the challenge, we'll provide the capital for you to trade. You can keep up to 80% of your profits while we take on all the financial risks. At FundedStake.io, you'll benefit from a fully personalized dashboard where you can monitor your trades, track your challenge progress, and place real-time bets on all major sports leagues. Our platform is built for transparency, ease of use, and performance. With FundedStake.io, you can focus on winning and scaling your success while we cover the risks. No financial stress, just growth and profits. FundedStake.io. Bet smarter, scale faster, win bigger.
Bet smarter.
Scale faster.
win bigger. I love that shit.
There we go. There we go. JD, you want to pull up Funded Stake and we can show the people what our best bets of today are?
Yep, sure will. But right before that, I do want to put on the screen, guys, the current promo that they're doing. They're still doing 30% off a 10K challenge with promo code ATB30. You can do a 10K challenge along with us. It is not too late to join. Once again, you can take 30% off of that. Now, let's pull up Fun Stake and put in our best bets here.
Let's do it. JD, mine's going to be short and sweet. I'm doing the Bills and the Commanders and a money line parlay.
Oh, money line. Okay, hang on. Let me go back here. Got Bills. Got the Commanders. You can see that it just automatically puts this in a parlay for you at plus 106. We're gonna risk 200 on that to win 411. Let's place that bet. Jefe, what are you gonna roll with, man?
Stick with that game. Give me the over.
In the Falcons Bills?
Yes.
Here we go.
49 over 49.5. Bills coming off a loss, they're gonna be pissed. Josh Allen have a chip on his shoulder. Falcons coming off a bye week. They should have enough time to game plan against this injured Bills defense. Both teams should be able to score.
There we go.
Total
JD, close us out, baby.
Yeah.
We have about 2,500 people currently in the live. We appreciate every single one of you for rocking with us, staying with us through this long show today. A little bit longer than normal, but we wanted to give you guys everything we had. So we appreciate you guys being here for the duration of the show. JD, what's your best bet of the day?
And I'm going to go over to a national baseball game to switch things up. It's a little more juice than we normally lay, but I think there's actually a lot of value on this number. So I'm going to go with the Dodgers here, minus 156. Going to risk 300 on that one. And guys, you can see as far as the platform, it's very easy to actually use here. As far as your main leagues, here on the left, they're already out. But then you can go under each sport. If you like soccer, you know there's 1,000 leagues. They have them all. They literally have everything that you could ever want here. So if you want to get funded and bet, not with your own money, but bet with somebody else's, and keep
nothing better than that, JD.
And keep 80% of the profits. This is the place to go.
100%.
Yeah, that was a fun show.
JD, guys. It's been an absolute blast, everyone. We appreciate you guys. About 2,500 still rocking with us. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time, at the same place. Jefe, any parting words for the people before we get out of here today?
Jets Legacy Week coming up. Swear to God, you're about to lose literally children as fans. Fathers will go to jail if they make their fans continue to be fans of the Jets if they lose this weekend. Step up. You know what to do.
You know what to do. You know the vibes. JD, do that thing you do and get us out of here.
Yeah, guys, fun show. Also, DM me. We got some crazy deals going on, guys, and that goes along with these other two guys also. I'm actually sure that they have some deals going on. Make sure to DM them. DMs. But yeah, we're doing some really crazy deals today, so make sure to DM me on actually Discord or on Twitter or wherever. Guys, brand new week. It's gonna be a big one. It's gonna be a great one, and let's fucking win.
Let's fucking win. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. Peace out, everybody.